Well, our balance sheet looks almost like it's done, but there is a lot of work left to do, and I didn't leave enough room to do it. So I'm going to select these 5 rows and just insert some more rows to give us a little more room to work. The first thing that we need to do is to make sure that a balance sheet balances. So we're going to do a check balance line here, and we'll just subtract liabilities from the assets. If that's not 0, we're not done. And look, it's not 0. It's a negative number. We want that to be 0. So we have a lot of work left to do. So we've got to figure out the cash and credit situation. I'm going to assume for purposes of modeling that we'll either have a 0 credit balance and a cash balance greater than 0, or vice versa, a 0 cash balance and a credit line balance that's greater than 0. In practice, that probably won't be the case. We would probably maintain a small cash balance even when we have a small credit balance or a large credit balance. But for modeling purposes, it is, I think, a close estimate to say, let's assume that we will have either 0 cash or 0 credit line. In order to calculate which of those two things it is, we need to do 2 tallies. We need to calculate all of the assets, excluding cash, and we need to look at all of the liabilities and equity, excluding the credit line. So let's do the assets minus the cash first. Because we can't create a circular reference, we can't just take the total assets and subtract cash. That would just create a circular reference and a problem. So we've got to add up the assets independently. But in our simple model, we only have 2 assets, the other assets, that is the accounts receivable and the software. And on the liability side, we have accounts payable, and we have paid in capital and retained earnings. Just 3 references. And we can copy those across the spreadsheet. I didn't insert more X's when I created the extra rows. So let's save our work now, and we'll come back and do the calculations.